an interesting idea with a lot of promise, but with a release that left people very disappointed. This is Unplagued, a co-op multiplayer horror game created by the Euphoric brothers, who are also the developers of The Garden of Banban. This game was shortly announced after the release of Garden of Banban 7. They said that something new is coming soon, and people were very excited for this. It looked like the Euphoric brothers are trying to make a different game, so people were very excited. These areas look pretty cool. People couldn't wait for the Euphoric brothers to do something different. And shortly after the announcement, they announced the game, Unplagued. So this game was announced in the 28th of June 2024, which is around a month after the release of Garden of Banban 7. In the game you play as plague doctors with your friends in a co-op medieval horror. This is a really cool idea, clearly taking inspiration from the co-op subgenre of horror popularized by Lethal Company back in 2023. And these games are still pretty big to this day, just recently when it got released. And they are getting massive amounts of players. So it does make sense why the Euphoric brothers would want to make a game like this. But this game stayed in development for a bit, and probably explains why Garden of Banban 8 and 0 took so long to make. And then in October 10th, the game was released. So 5 months after Banban 7. This game was free for the first 24 hours, and a really smart move, because the game managed to get over 10,000 active players upon release, which is a massive accomplishment for an original game like this. As you can see right now, there are only 6 players, so this game fell off pretty badly. Now when the first trailer released, people were very excited. It looked like a fun game with a little bit of Garden of Banban charm. And then in the release trailer, the game looked a bit different. It had this whole separate art style that, in my opinion, doesn't look as good. Still, 10,000 players is a lot, more than Garden of Banban 0 got, and that game is still free. Shortly after the game was released, reviews started coming in, and they were not the most positive ones. So while this game had a really cool idea, there was a lot of things holding it back. The main issue that I had while playing the game was definitely the monster AI. Once they see you, they basically start just running after you, and it's extremely difficult to get them to stop. Also, it is extremely easy to get basically soft locked. If there's a golem chasing you and you go into this house, then it's just gonna stand there. So you have to make sure that you only go in houses that have 2 different entrances. Also, the monsters can chase you into the spawn, which is a little weird. There's also this guy. He kind of just follows you around. I don't think he can die either. I hit him like 8,000 times, and he didn't die. I think they wanted him to be like this guy who just follows you around, and you have to make sure that he doesn't scream so the other monsters don't find you. But he just turned out to be really annoying. So yeah, the AI is definitely really bad in Unplagued. Also, I can just feel like the world is kind of bland. I do appreciate that they made like procedurally generated uh, thing where the villages are always different, which theoretically adds some replay value, but there isn't any like terrain modification. It's all just a flat, like a flat world with some torches and houses. Also, there's this house that I just couldn't get into because there was a tree in the way, so there's a problem with the procedural generation as well. With the lack of background music as well, and it was just a little bit bland and didn't really feel alive like it should be. And it sucks because the game has a really cool idea. Now this game kind of it came out and it had a lot of players on it when it came out, but nowadays there's less than 10 most of the time. This game developed really badly, and I think it's because they made the game not free after the 24 hours, and also because it's not good. However, I do think something good did come out of Unplagued, because they realized how many players the game got because it was free. So they wanted to do the same thing for Garden of Banban Zero. And that game also had a lot of players when it came out, because it's free. However, the game is getting updates every now and then. Like just this year in February, it got a few updates, which could mean that it's getting an update sometime, which I think would be pretty cool.